I'm going to teach you a very simple formula to negotiate a higher salary based on psychology principles. So here is the formula. Let me walk you through it. It is your pay equals your value index minus the scarcity index divided by the limitations index. I'll explain all three. Let's go. Your value index is your prior work history, so your track record, and your projected return on investment. So what this means is basically your value is comprised of your skill set to date, your track record to date, and then the projected future of your skill set, whatever industry or job you do. So if you've got a good track record or good experience and skills, plus the future for you is looking good, or you can upskill to get better, then your value index will increase. As a side note, I'm sure you're aware of AI, artificial intelligence. So the research is pretty clear that AI augmentation is the future for a lot of jobs. So what that means is you, the human, working with the AI. There is AI replacement, AI automation, and AI redundancy as a very real issue. But to mitigate against that, to increase your projected future value, you need to augment yourself with AI. So learn how to use it daily where possible. So the scarcity index is pretty straightforward and very important to consider. It is quite literally, how easy is it to replace you? If you're highly replaceable, that will subtract quite a lot from your values index. So this is where it literally comes down to what makes you unique. It can literally just be a personality trait or a personality character as something that makes it harder to replace you. So the harder it is to replace you, the less of an issue the scarcity index is. So the limitations index is quite literally the limit to the maximum amount that your occupation can pay. So for example, you can't expect to be paid $100 an hour to sell lemonade on a lemonade stall outside your home. You know, those sort of classic like lemonade stands, 50 cents for a lemonade. So your value and the scarcity is governed by the higher level principle of the maximum threshold by which the occupation can pay. So this sometimes is governed by the company's budget. This is sometimes governed by standardized pay scales in government policy. One way or another, this is the overarching governing principle that you need to consider to reflect the formula of your pay. Now, you can alter the limitation index a little bit by increasing the amount of income that you or the company get so that you can up their pay scale bands. If you can somehow optimize a process to make the company more money, then you can alter the limitation index in and of itself. But the point is that the occupation in and of itself can be the limiting factor, and this is where things like maybe side hustles or whatever come into play. But the point is to always consider the overarching principle. So the way to use this formula practically is you basically need to know how much you can bring into the company. How much, when you're talking to HR, human resources, or the boss, you literally need to know what is the maximum limitation of your salary at the time, and how much can you bring in to ensure that you can get the salary that you want. The thing about salary negotiations, and having looked at a lot of the back end of a lot of these companies that I worked in as a mental health professional, the company is actually limited to what they can pay you. So sometimes there's not really a scam involved, believe it or not. And sometimes it's actually quite literally the company can only pay you what is literally in the bank account of the business. So you need to take in the practical perspective from the boss and the human resources in order to consider what is the actual maximum threshold that this company can pay me for. So once you find that threshold, then you can work to increasing it via what money you bring into the company. So hopefully that makes sense. So this has been a pretty short, sharp and shiny video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.